Which missile truly dominates the nuclear battlefield? China's DF-31, the so-called city eraser, or America's Minuteman III, the silent guardian of the U.S. arsenal? The answer might surprise you, and it reveals why nuclear power is never about a single missile, but about an entire system of deterrence. In Beijing's Grand Military Parade, a massive missile rolls down the avenue, painted in camouflage and mounted on a towering transporter. The announcer proclaims it is the DF-31, a nuclear-tipped intercontinental ballistic missile and eraser of cities, with power more than 50 times greater than the bombs dropped on Japan in World War II. It looks terrifying. It's meant to. Cameras zoom in. State media repeats the message. China has joined the ranks of the great nuclear powers. But here is the real question. When the DF-31 stands across from America's Minuteman III, which missile truly holds the upper hand, and which one is more illusion than reality? Today, we'll explore the question. And by the end, you'll see why nuclear power isn't about a single missile but an entire system of deterrence, credibility, and global reach. The DF-31 is China's first solid-fuel, road-mobile ICBM. With a range of around 11,000 kilometers, it can theoretically strike targets across the continental United States. Its warhead can carry a nuclear payload estimated between 200 kilotons to 1 megaton, with later variants capable of multiple warheads. What makes it particularly dangerous is its mobility. Instead of being buried in silos like older missiles, the DF-31 is mounted on a teletransporter erector launcher. These massive 16-wheel trucks can move across highways, forests, or remote regions, making the missile difficult to detect or destroy preemptively. To Beijing, the DF-31 is more than just a weapon. It's a symbol, a declaration that China's nuclear deterrent is modern, flexible, and survivable. But across the Pacific, America's Minuteman III tells a different story. First deployed in 1970, it has been the cornerstone of the U.S. nuclear triad for over 50 years. With a range of over 13,000 kilometers, it can strike any point on Earth. Initially designed to carry up to 3 independently targetable warheads (MIRVs), it now carries a single, highly accurate warhead to comply with arms control treaties. Unlike the mobile DF-31, the Minuteman sits in hardened silos across the American Midwest, each monitored, protected, and connected to a vast network of early warning systems, satellites, and command centers. One missile may look newer, the other looks older, but appearances, as we'll see, can be misleading. On the surface, the DF-31's biggest advantage is its mobility. A mobile launcher can drive into mountains, hide in tunnels, or move under camouflage nets, complicating an adversary's targeting. For China, which fears a U.S. first strike, mobility creates survivability. Even if American bombers or missiles destroy known silos, hidden DF-31 launchers may remain, guaranteeing retaliation. This second strike capability is the essence of nuclear deterrence, the promise that no matter what happens, you can hit back. And in parades, the DF-31 is a star. The massive vehicle, the gleaming missile, the military precision, and all projects an image of unstoppable power. But here lies the illusion. Mobility is not invulnerability. Road mobile ICBMs require constant logistics, fuel, maintenance, secure communications. Moving them generates heat signatures, satellite images, and electronic signals. And despite China's vast territory, U.S. surveillance satellites and aircraft can track movements with incredible accuracy. The DF-31 is a powerful deterrent, yes, but as a strategic equalizer against the Minuteman system, it falls short. Now, let's turn to the Minuteman III. At first glance, it may look outdated. Its design dates back to the 1960s, and its silos are fixed, not mobile. To some, this makes them vulnerable. But the reality is different. First, the Minuteman is astonishingly reliable. Over decades of testing, launch exercises, and upgrades, it has maintained one of the highest success rates of any ICBM in history. American engineers have modernized its guidance systems, warheads, and communications, ensuring that every missile remains combat-ready. Second, the Minuteman is part of a larger triad. The U.S. doesn't rely on land-based missiles alone. It also deploys ballistic missile submarines, being silent, hidden, and capable of launching hundreds of warheads from anywhere on Earth. And it has strategic bombers like the B-2 and B-52, armed with nuclear cruise missiles. This three-pronged system guarantees deterrence. Even if one leg were destroyed, the other could retaliate. The Minuteman is just one piece of a far larger puzzle, a puzzle China has not yet matched. China's DF-31 fleet is estimated at a few dozen launchers. Newer versions, like the DF-31A and DF-31A, improve range and survivability. But in scale, China still trails the U.S. Fields for 100 Minuteman III missiles on constant alert, each with near-instant readiness. And that's just one leg of the triad. Add in the 14 Ohio-class submarines, each carrying 20 Trident missiles, and the strategic bombers and America's arsenal dwarfs China's. This imbalance is why analysts often call Chinese nuclear parades more symbolic than strategic. Beijing is building rapidly, but the U.S. nuclear network is vast, layered, and tested. The DF-31, rolling proudly through Tiananmen Square, looks like a game-changer. And that's the point. It's meant to inspire pride at home and project deterrence abroad. But nuclear deterrence isn't about what looks powerful, it's about what adversaries believe will actually work in war. And here, the U.S. holds the advantage. The Minuteman III may be old, but it's backed by decades of proven reliability, a vast support infrastructure, and a global posture. The DF-31 is impressive, but still relatively untested, limited in numbers, and heavily reliant on appearances. This doesn't mean China's arsenal isn't dangerous, it is. Even a handful of missiles could cause catastrophic damage. But in the contest of nuclear credibility, America's triad remains unmatched. So, what do we learn from this comparison? China's DF-31 represents progress. It shows ambition, modernization, and a desire to catch up. But its strength lies as much in symbolism as in capability. Its parades impress, but its role in a true nuclear exchange remains limited. America's Minuteman III, by contrast, demonstrates the value of reliability, integration, and scale. It's not the newest, it's not the flashiest, but it's credible. And in nuclear strategy, credibility is everything. This is the quiet truth beneath the loud parades. The balance of nuclear power is not shifting overnight. It is steady, built on decades of experience and systems that go beyond any single missile. So, who wins in the showdown of nuclear racers? On paper, both are terrifying. But in reality, the Minuteman III represents an entire system of deterrence, global, reliable, and overwhelmingly larger. The DF-31 is a step forward for China, but also a reminder of how far it still has to go. Parades can impress, missiles can threaten, but only a proven, integrated network can truly deter. And that is why, despite China's rise, America's nuclear arsenal still dominates the strategic balance. So, what do you think? Is the DF-31 a real challenger to America as Minuteman III, or is it more of a symbol than a shift in power? Could China's growing arsenal one day change the global nuclear equation? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dive analysis. And join me next time as we uncover the hidden truths behind the weapons shaping our world.